WWE's strategy for dealing with AEW has been revealed. There was an injury scare and a babyface turn on last night's NXT 2.0, and the son of a WWE Hall of Famer is set to debut next week. Yes, so first of all, Sam, WWE's strategy for dealing with AEW's rise has been revealed.
Hit me with it.
Well,
this has got to be big. It's got to be a massive, cool strategy. They've got to have, 20 men working on this round the clock.
Well, a report from the Wrestling Observer has noted that WWE officials believe that their company is already producing the best wrestling product and they can ride out the competition from the likes of AEW. The feeling apparently amongst the heads of the company is that AEW will burn out just like WCW did.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah.
There's an issue there, isn't there?
They're not WCW.
AEW are a much younger company than WCW were, and WCW's rise came, 6-7 years into their run?
Yeah.
AEW are into their second or third year.
Yeah.
And it's...
I get there was some comments recently about how AEW has a more hardcore audience and how that may end up being a ceiling for them. And there are some things to consider when you look at things like that. Are the crowd going to be looking for the next big thing? Are the crowd eventually going to tire of it? But they haven't so far.
No.
So, and just going back to the WCW comparison, I get it, again, because bringing in a lot of stars very quickly, kind of hiring up ex-WWE guys fairly quickly after they've been released, big exciting moments, massive kind of... It does draw comparison to the Monday Night Wars, but... one different decision in WCW and they may have won. Yeah. It all kind of rests on big decisions, doesn't it?
And also, I wonder if they're telling the truth, because if this report is accurate, then it kind of flies in the face of what they did on SmackDown on Friday night, where they directly went head-to-head with Rampage.
And then removed ads.
Went extra half an hour. Yeah. I know you could say it's because the NHL is returning, or it's the baseball playoffs.
It did feel like it could have been a bit of a make-up, that extra half hour, sorry we're bumping you, but have that.
Yeah. It could be. It could potentially be that. But I don't know. It seems like they're saying one thing but doing another. But I guess time will tell.
Yeah.
We'll see if that strategy.
They're not. You know how WWE are as well. They're not going to be publicly out there going "Whoa, we're worried."
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But in related news, though, which is possibly worrying for WWE, Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics says that Raw on the USA Network this past Raw was watched by 1,593,000 viewers on average. But the key demo, the 18 to 45-year-old demo, was the lowest on record for Raw since at least 2014, but likely ever. The demo rating was 0.39, or about 510,000 viewers. Total viewership was the 6th lowest on record. So that key demo, there has to be a correlation with AEW and that rise, because they appeal so much to the key demo. It's got to affect what WWE is doing.
The key demo is basically people of adult age who still watch TV regularly.
Yeah,
so
right.
It is the most important demo when you look at it, and it is concerning that Raw is drawing such low numbers, but at the same time, WWE does have that power over people where they are naturally just going to draw an audience no matter how bad it gets. We know that, the familiarity of the product, and there are just very casual fans who only watch WWE, but at the same time, we've been seeing the same format pretty much for years now. Yeah. It's about time it got a shake up, and I think that if AEW continues to grow against WWE, then I think we're going to see some more drastic changes coming to shows like Raw. But I just don't understand in my head how they can do that when they've got 3 hours to fill.
Right. It makes a lot of sense. I don't know either, but again, like the last story, I suppose just time will tell. We'll have to see if they do things to combat it. If AEW continue to gain momentum and continue to increase their numbers, then they've got to change something. They've got to and that's what we wanted. We wanted competition to kind of drive up the quality of both products.
That's it, and that rising tide's going to lift all boats. So hopefully WWE is going to be picked up on that, and they're going to have to, change,
improve their product,
embrace change.
Hopefully. Last night was NXT 2.0, the latest edition of, and there was some scary news coming out of the show, because there was a triple threat match between three of the, when there's like a tag team feud going on and they pick one member from each tag team. There was a triple threat match between Io Shirai, one half of the tag team champions, JC Jane of Toxic Attraction, and Persia Pirotta, or Indy Hartwell's tag team partner. They had a triple threat match, and during the match, JC Jane seemed to get a suicide dive a bit wrong and seemingly banged her head on the floor. She was getting checked on by medics and then helped to the back and didn't return to the match. As of recording, there's been no update on her condition, but needless to say, we really hope that she's
hopefully
okay.
She's okay. That's got to be horrible to go through.
Elsewhere on the show, there was it's been classed a babyface turn by some sources, but I think this was always in the works. Johnny Gargano.
Are you feeling this is more of a tweenery step?
I feel like he was already a tweener.
Yeah.
And now this is just getting even more babyface kind of.
Because so he's not quite went through the door yet, but the door's open and he's got half his arm through.
Because the development of Gargano recently has been like after the whole Ciampa thing ended and everything, he was a heel for a while. Then he kind of became a heel who thought he was a babyface, and then kind of became this kind of more lovable heel where he was like being really funny. Then he started acting actually more babyface, and now it seems like he's fully babyface once again. But with that kind of funny heelish edge to him still, possibly. But yeah, Gargano confronted Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. So Sam, things have changed a lot on NXT.
I was telling Jack before this, I've been like away from NXT for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, right, I've had time off, I need to catch back up, I'm going to go back to NXT, and I turn it on and I'm like, where? Yeah. So I'm having to go back through each episode since the relaunch.
They've introduced a lot of new people recently. Out of all the new people, they're very hit and miss, but Carmelo Hayes is a big hit for me. I really like him. And he's the new North American champion because he won the breakout tournament, received that contract for any title shot.
That.
He cashed that in last week in heelish fashion, and now he's got like his mate, his kind of heavy Trick Williams with him. And they're really entertaining in my opinion. I think they're good. Carmelo Hayes is fantastic in the ring. But now it seems like a feud's being set up between them and Johnny Gargano, and possibly Dexter Lumis getting involved as well, because he got involved to chase Hayes and Trick Williams away.
Nice.
So Gargano seems to be fully babyface now. He's got Lumis in his corner. Everybody loves Lumis as well.
He works so well as a babyface underdog, though, doesn't he? It's just natural.
It fits his in-ring style to a T. But an added wrinkle to this story as well. People are reporting, and it's been reminded online, that Gargano's WWE contract reportedly expires on December 3rd, with no word on if he's re-signed or not. Well, I think there's two ways to look at this. One, a lot of his pals being AEW. Similar to the Kevin Owens argument, like if all your mates are there, you're going to be tempted to go to AEW. On the other hand, Candice LeRae is currently pregnant. He's going to have a young family soon. Maybe he wants just a more regular, steady income. I don't know which one's more stable.
NXT's not touring yet either, is it? So it would be kind of the more stable option. But at the same time, AEW seems like a company that would be incredibly accommodating towards something like that. But
you'd like to think.
At the same time, when you look at the do you go to AEW argument, there's also the do you stay in NXT or WWE argument and become a bigger star on that side of the fence. Because if everybody's going to AEW, you might not quite get as much time as if you stayed and became a featured player. But then it's whether you trust the creative process, I guess, and it gets more personal at that choice level. Yeah,
I think so as well. But we'll have to wait and see what he does. Halloween Havoc is, of course, next week. That's the NXT special next week, yes. And it seems like, according to last night's show, there's going to be a lot of spin the wheel, make the deal matches.
Good. The entire show should be spin the wheel.
Yeah, so MSK will defend their NXT tag titles against Imperium in a spin the wheel, make the deal match. The stipulation will be confirmed next week. Also announced for the show, spin the wheel, make the deal for the women's title match between Raquel Gonzalez and Mandy Rose. Also, the wheel was already spun for one of the matches this week. So the tag team championship match, the women's tag title match between Io Shirai, Zoe Stark, and Indy Hartwell and Persia Pirotta, and Toxic Attraction. JC Jane's condition pending, of course. Will be a Scareway to Hell ladder match.
Nice.
So it seems like there's going to be a lot of stuff, and of course, Chucky will appear as well for Child's Play.
I'm buzzing for that. No. I'm buzzing for that. It's just, I don't know, it's a nice little callback, isn't it? I like it.
Fair enough. And finally, the son of a WWE Hall of Famer will debut on next week's NXT show as well. A vignette aired on last night's show that featured Solo Sikoa, who is the street champion of the island. That's what he's calling himself. And he is, of course, a member of the Fatu family. His real name is Sefa Fatu. He's the younger brother of the Usos, which of course means he's the son of Rikishi and the cousin of Roman Reigns. So, I mean, that could be very interesting.
There are implications that could run through the company now with that bloodline, depending on where they take this story. So that could be quite interesting. Although I don't think they'd want to bring him in immediately.
Not straight away.
But, after a little bit, maybe we'll see that bleed down into NXT.
This is
and seeing that kind of family running every part of that company might be quite nice.
That would be even cooler. I was just thinking that after a while they'll call him up and have him be part of the bloodline. But if the Usos go down NXT to help him out,
you could have him flip between. You could have him appear backstage at SmackDown, not really wrestle, but when he's on NXT, it's like, you can have something cool. I just realised there off the back of that last story, before that one, do you think after Chucky, AEW might just treat us all to a little bit of RoboCop?
Oh no, please don't.
Go on.
No, I don't want that.
Tony,
at all.
go on.
Thank you very much for watching. Ignore Sam's Robocop theory and leave your thoughts and opinions, non-Robocop thoughts and opinions, in that comment section
All
down
Robocop.
below. Thank you once again for watching.
ED209, not up in this place. Robocop.
Stay safe, and we'll see you very soon.